An eerie silence blankets the dense, forgotten jungle, and mist hangs heavy. At the jungle's edge, Ao stands, a mix of determination and wariness etched on his young face. Ao clutches a worn torch, its unlit wick a silent promise of fire. The jungle looms, a silent, watchful entity, as Ao prepares to venture into its depths. In a vibrant village flashback, young Ao and Zuri share infectious laughter, their bond as siblings shining brightly. The warmth of family envelops them as their parents, seated by the fire, weave tales of wonder and wisdom. Zuri listens intently, her eyes reflecting the flickering firelight and the depth of her parents' words. The scene radiates with the essence of a close-knit family, their love and joy illuminating the heart of the village. Under the sweltering jungle sun, Ao ventures deeper into the emerald labyrinth, each step a pursuit of shadows. He parts the curtain of green, his gaze sharp, tracing a path only he can discern. The air hangs thick and heavy as Ao continues following the subtle signs. Each broken branch and displaced stone whispers a story of a presence just ahead. Driven by an unseen force, Ao presses on, the jungle holding its breath around him. Ao arrives at the riverbank, where mist hangs heavy over the Nyoka River. The dark, still water reflects the oppressive atmosphere. Mist obscures the opposite bank, deepening the sense of foreboding. The air is thick, with a palpable sense of unease. The river seems to hold its breath, awaiting an unknown event. Ao's presence barely disturbs the heavy silence of the scene. On the riverbank, an old, half-buried canoe lies abandoned, covered in mud. Ao approaches the canoe, his gaze drawn to its weathered form. He circles the canoe, examining its rickety structure with a critical eye. Ao kneels beside the canoe, his fingers tracing the lines of its decaying hull. Despite its state, Ao sees hope in the old canoe, his only option for escape. Ao begins to clear the mud from the canoe, his movements deliberate and purposeful. Distant villagers gather by the riverbank, their fearful eyes fixed on Ao. Fear is palpable as hushed whispers ripple through the crowd, each villager warning the others of the river's curse. The villagers exchange uneasy glances, the weight of ancient superstitions heavy in the air. Ao remains the focal point, the object of their collective dread and whispered warnings. The river flows silently, a constant reminder of the curse that binds the villagers in fear. As dawn breaks, Ao pushes the canoe into the river, ready to face the unknown. The fog envelops him as he paddles into the heart of darkness. Each stroke pulls him further from the familiar, the jungle symphony fading into silence. The fog thickens, isolating Ao in a world of gray. The jungle noises fade, leaving Ao alone with his thoughts and the river's gentle flow. Under the cloak of night, Ao navigates the tranquil lake in his canoe, the gentle whispers of water against the hull, the only sound. A disembodied voice echoes across the water. Ao, Ao. Ao steels himself against the haunting call, muttering, "I need to ignore them." The lake stretches out before him, a dark expanse reflecting the starless sky as he continues his solitary journey. He concentrates on the rhythm of his paddling, each stroke a deliberate act of defiance against the voices that seek to pull him under. The river's surface hides swift, pale shapes moving beneath. Ao's grip tightens on the paddle, his knuckles white. He strains to keep his hands in the boat, fighting the urge to look closer. The unseen presence beneath grows stronger, a silent threat. The river whispers secrets as Ao navigates its currents, the voice of his departed mother echoing in the air. The whispers intensify, weaving through the air like a mournful song, each word a haunting echo of the past. Visibly shaken, Ao grips the paddle tighter, his knuckles turning white as he battles the rising tide of emotion. Despite the turmoil within, Ao continues paddling, his movements steady and resolute against the river's relentless flow. Each stroke of the paddle carries him further from the source of the whispers, yet closer to confronting the haunting memories that linger. The river's water turns icy, a chilling presence. Ao's breath mists in the frigid air, a visible sign of the cold. The paddle slips in Ao's grasp, challenging his resolve. Ao struggles against the cold, fighting to maintain control. The icy water reflects Ao's determination as he braces against the increasing cold. Ao is paddling on the river when suddenly, disaster strikes. The paddle slips from Ao's grasp, floating away with the relentless current. Panic flares in Ao's eyes as he lunges desperately, fingers outstretched, but the paddle remains just out of reach. His heart drums fiercely against his ribs, mirroring the urgency of the moment. Ao watches helplessly as the paddle drifts farther away. A terrifying clawed hand bursts from the river's surface, slick and gray. The hand lunges, attempting to drag Ao into the murky depths. Ao struggles against the unseen force pulling her under. The water churns violently as the struggle intensifies. Ao's face is contorted with fear as she fights for her life. The river becomes a battleground between life and death. Ao's desperate cry pierces the night as he shouts Zuri's name across the dark river. The echo of Zuri's name bounces back, unanswered, swallowed by the oppressive darkness. He plunges his torch into the river, the flame fighting against the dampness, a fragile beacon against despair. The torch sputters, threatening to extinguish, mirroring Ao's fading hope in the face of the relentless night. The tranquil river is suddenly shattered by an intense burst of blinding white light. A terrifying scream pierces the air as the creature is engulfed in the blinding radiance. The creature contorts, its form flickering violently amidst the overwhelming brilliance. As quickly as it began, the light vanishes, leaving the river silent and empty once more. The fire blazes, casting a warm, vibrant glow across the river, illuminating Ao's determined face. Ao propels the small boat forward, using his hands as makeshift oars, each stroke fueled by newfound resolve. The flames dance and reflect in Ao's eyes, mirroring the burning determination within him. He navigates the river, each ripple a testament to his unwavering focus and strength. The river reflects the fiery sky as Ao continues his journey, undeterred by the darkness around him. With each stroke, Ao's resolve deepens, the firelight a beacon of hope in the vast expanse of the river. Ao emerges from the river, reaching the far shore, his body weary, yet his spirit unbroken. He stumbles onto the muddy bank, his muscles screaming in protest as he collapses onto the earth. Ao lies prone, the muddy bank cradling his exhausted frame. Gasping for air, Ao clutches at the earth, his lungs burning with each desperate breath. The river flows behind him, a silent witness to his struggle, as Ao fights to regain his strength. Ao slowly begins to rise, his body aching but his resolve firm, ready to face whatever lies ahead. On the distant shore, a chilling sight unfolds as Ao spots Zuri bound in chains. Zuri's eyes reflect sheer terror, a mirror to the horror surrounding her. Behind Zuri, a grim tableau of chained prisoners underscores the depth of the unfolding tragedy. The far shore becomes a stage for despair, as Ao witnesses the captivity of Zuri and her fellow prisoners. The weight of the scene bears down as Ao grapples with the sight of Zuri and the prisoners, their fates intertwined in chains. Ao squints, his eyes fixed on the daunting fortress in the distance. The fortress looms, a symbol of power and dread, against the horizon. Ao's determination hardens as he stares at the imposing structure. The fortress, a silhouette of tyranny, casts a long shadow over the land. Ao focuses the fortress, a stark reminder of the challenges ahead. The fortress remains a distant, ominous presence, a symbol of the warlord's reign. Ao halts, casting one final look back towards the riverbank. The river mirrors Ao's stillness, holding its breath as if anticipating what comes next. Ao's gaze lingers, a silent farewell to the life left behind. The river waits, its waters hushed, as if holding its breath for Ao's next move. Under the cover of the dense jungle, Ao advances toward the warlord's fortress. He halts, his gaze sharply assessing the fortress perimeter. His eyes dart, mapping guard movements with calculated precision. He mentally dissects the distances, seeking vulnerabilities in the fortress's defense. Ao's mind sharpens, formulating his strategic approach. Ao prepares to exploit the weaknesses he has uncovered. In the heart of the warlord's fortress, Ao stealthily penetrates the dungeon's grim entrance. Each step is measured, each breath held as Ao melts into the shadows, becoming one with the fortress's secrets. The oppressive atmosphere of the dungeon intensifies as Ao threads through the dark corridors, evading watchful eyes. The reek of mildew and despair permeates the air as Ao navigates the subterranean maze. In the fortress dungeon, Ao moves stealthily through shadows. He spots Zuri and other prisoners, their faces reflecting exhaustion. Ao swiftly moves to unlock the prisoners' chains. The metallic clicks of the unlocking echo eerily in the dungeon. In the dim light of the warlord's dungeon, a lone guard spots Ao lurking in the shadows. Alarm flares in the guard's eyes as he raises his spear, shouting to alert the others. Ao lunges from the shadows, initiating a fierce hand-to-hand fight with the guard. The guard struggles, attempting to fend off Ao's attack with a desperate parry. The clang of steel echoes through the dungeon, a symphony of violence in the confined space. In the depths of the warlord's fortress, Ao and Zuri prepare for their daring escape. Ao lunges forward, striking with a fierce determination. Zuri follows, her movements precise and deadly. Together, they create a whirlwind of motion. Ao and Zuri burst out of the dungeon, their path to freedom forged in fire. Under the cover of darkness, Ao and Zuri initiate a bold escape from the warlord's fortress, guiding a throng of prisoners. Ao moves with deadly precision, eliminating guards with swift, controlled strikes. Zuri anticipates the enemy's every move, strategically guiding their makeshift army through the fortress's maze. The clash of steel echoes through the night, fueled by the desperate yearning for freedom. Under the cloak of night, Ao, Zuri, and the freed prisoners surge through the jungle's dense embrace. Their lungs burn, each breath a desperate plea for air in the suffocating humidity. The jungle shadows dance with their pursuers, each footfall drumming closer. The war cries of the warlord's soldiers echo, promising a brutal chase. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of leaves, intensifies their desperate flight. Deep in the jungle, a weary group hacks their way through the dense, suffocating foliage. The air is thick with humidity, and the pungent scent of damp earth, clinging to everything. They stumble into a small clearing, a brief respite in the oppressive wilderness. Suddenly, torches flicker to life, casting an ominous glow on the surrounding darkness. Menacing figures emerge from the shadows, their eyes glinting in the torchlight. The group realizes with chilling certainty they are completely surrounded. Under the jungle's oppressive canopy, A desperate fight for survival ignites. Ao and Zuri become a whirlwind of motion, blades flashing as they form a protective barrier. The prisoners cower, their faces etched with terror as the sounds of battle echo around them. The clash of metal and cries of desperation intensify, painting a vivid picture of chaos and fear. Zuri's unwavering resolve shines as she continues to fiercely defend the huddled prisoners. Under the veiled moonlight, the jungle's dense canopy weaves a tapestry of shadows, where unseen eyes watch from the depths. From the heart of darkness, the warlord emerges, his presence a looming threat to the fragile peace of the night. His eyes, gleaming with malevolence, fixate on Ao and Zuri, promising a confrontation filled with dread. Ao and Zuri stand firm, their faces etched with concern as the warlord steps closer, the air thick with unspoken threats. The warlord's form exudes a chilling dominance, casting a pall over the moonlit confrontation. Under the veil of night, Ao and the warlord stand poised, the jungle holding its breath. The jungle watches as the fight begins, a dance of death beneath the moonlit leaves. The warlord meets Ao's aggression with brutal skill, their conflict echoing through the night. Each strike lands with calculated force, the jungle floor their battleground. The fight intensifies, their movements a blur of aggression and defense. Ao seizes the warlord's weapon, sending it crashing to the jungle floor. Before Ao can react, a polished dagger flashes into view, moonlight glinting off its deadly edge. The warlord's hidden dagger emerges, its polished blade reflecting the dim light. The polished blade of the warlord's dagger glints ominously under the dim moonlight. Under the cloak of night, Zuri explodes onto the jungle scene, a tempest of fury. With a fierce resolve, she hurls herself between Ao and the looming warlord, a shield against impending doom. A blow lands, and Zuri cries out, clutching her arm as her blood stains her skin. The humid jungle air is thick with tension, the scent of danger mingling with the coppery tang of blood. Amidst the chaos, Zuri stands defiant, a beacon of courage against the encroaching darkness. In the heart of the jungle night, Ao, a figure of raw power, stands over his defeated enemy. With a final, decisive strike, Ao ends the reign of terror. The warlord collapses, his body sinking into the earth. The oppressed people erupt in joyous cheers, their faces illuminated by flickering torchlight. Torches held high, they celebrate their newfound freedom. Ao watches over them, a silent guardian in the night. The jungle night conceals the enemy's retreat, their presence fading into the dense foliage. Amidst the aftermath, Ao, Zuri, and the prisoners stand, torchlight dancing across their weary faces. Exhaustion clings to them, yet the air vibrates with the undeniable pulse of triumph. The jungle breathes around them, a silent witness to the night's hard-won victory. At dawn, Ao, Zuri, and the freed prisoners arrive at the riverbank, their faces marked by exhaustion. They gather at the water's edge, their eyes reflecting newfound hope. They prepare to cross back to their village, their movements cautious, yet determined. The rising sun paints the sky with hues of orange and gold, casting a warm glow over the scene. Hope flickers in their eyes as they look towards their village, now within reach. The promise of a new beginning dawns with the rising sun, a silent vow shared among them. The river stretches wide under the pale dawn, its surface mirroring the subtle light as Ao and Zuri guide the canoe. With practiced strokes, Ao and Zuri lead their group, the heavy air thick with unspoken tension. Mist rises from the deceptively calm water, clinging to the ominous atmosphere that shrouds the river. The canoe cuts silently through the water, the group advancing into the heart of the foreboding dawn. The first light of dawn kisses the river's surface, casting an ethereal glow as they venture towards its heart. A symphony of hushed voices begins to rise, weaving through the air. The whispers intensify, growing more distinct and pervasive. An invisible presence seems to envelop them, its voice growing more insistent. The river seems to hold its breath, as if waiting for something. They are now in the heart of the river, where the voices are at their peak. The river reflects the first light of dawn, its surface serene. Beneath the calm surface, unseen shapes begin to stir, growing larger and more menacing. Ripples disturb the water, betraying the unseen activity below. The serene facade of the river cracks, revealing a lurking threat. The river awakens as dawn's first light kisses its surface, shadows dancing with the emerging day. From the murky depths, an ancient terror stirs, its colossal form slowly ascending into the world. The water surface breaks, revealing glimpses of a being of immense size, hinting at the horrors it conceals. A silent dread settles over the river, as the magnitude of the creature's presence becomes undeniable. The morning light struggles to penetrate the darkness that surrounds it, a monstrous silhouette against the dawn. The river mirrors the soft dawn, its surface undisturbed until a primeval force shatters the calm. A monstrous creature erupts from the depths, its sudden emergence a violent violation of the serene morning. The canoe is caught in the creature's assault, rocking precariously as it fights against the overwhelming force. The small vessel teeters on the brink, each wave threatening to plunge it into the cold depths. As dawn breaks over the river, Ao desperately battles a creature, his torch casting eerie shadows. The torch sputters, its flames dancing wildly as they struggle against the encroaching darkness. In the fading light, the creature's menacing form looms, a nightmare made real. Ao fights with increasing desperation as the shadows lengthen, threatening to consume him. The riverbank becomes a stage for a desperate fight for survival against a monstrous foe. As dawn breaks, the river awakens with a gentle glow, its surface shimmering with the promise of a new day. Zuri, with her lithe movements, guides Io through the shallow waters, her every step deliberate and assured. With the keen eyes of a seasoned navigator, Zuri points out the subtle disturbances in the water, secrets revealed only to those who know where to look. These almost imperceptible shifts betray the presence of a creature lurking beneath the surface, its movements hidden from the untrained eye. Io follows Zuri, carefully watching the water, her eyes searching for any sign of movement. The river holds its breath, waiting, as the first rays of sunlight illuminate the hidden world beneath its surface. Dawn breaks, casting a gentle, hopeful light across the river, as the world awakens to hues of pink and orange. In the soft glow, the creature lies defeated, its form still and silent against the vibrant backdrop. The canoe is heavily damaged, a testament to the fierce struggle, its broken form a stark contrast to the serene morning. Water seeps relentlessly through the gash, each drop a reminder of the battle fought and the cost endured. The damaged canoe drifts, a symbol of vulnerability amidst the vast, indifferent beauty of the river at dawn. The tranquil dawn belies the preceding chaos, the river now a silent witness to the aftermath of a desperate fight. As dawn breaks over the river, Io and Zuri struggle to control the canoe. Muscles straining, they fight against the river's relentless pull. Their calls echo across the water, urging their companions to paddle with greater speed. The canoe cuts through the water, each stroke a testament to their combined strength. The golden light of sunrise paints the scene as they navigate the treacherous currents. As dawn breaks, exhaustion clings to them as they stumble onto the riverbank. Every muscle screams in protest as they struggle through the last stretch. With a final surge, they reach the opposite bank, collapsing in utter relief. The cold river water slowly drains from their clothes as they lie motionless. The first rays of sun warm their weary bodies, bringing a sense of peace. Io, Zuri, and the freed prisoners approach the village, their steps filled with purpose. The villagers erupt in cheers, their voices echoing with joy and relief. Ao's eyes reflect a mix of triumph and relief as she walks toward the cheering crowd. Zuri, her face alight with emotion, acknowledges the cheers of the freed villagers. The freed prisoners, now bathed in the warmth of freedom, walk with newfound hope. The village welcomes its heroes, their cheers a symphony of hope. Under the radiant sun, the village erupts in jubilant celebration, faces alight with relief and happiness. A chorus of gratitude swells, voices united in heartfelt thanks for Io and Zuri's courage. The air vibrates with the energy of a community reborn, honoring the bravery that saved them. In a moment of collective euphoria, the village's spirit soars, celebrating unity and valor. Io and Zuri stand tall in the village center, celebrated by a jubilant crowd. Flowers rain down as the villagers express their heartfelt gratitude. Amid the cheers, Ao and Zuri share a knowing glance, a silent acknowledgement of burdens yet to come. The weight of their next challenge looms, casting a shadow over the celebration. Despite the joyous adulation, a sense of foreboding settles upon Io and Zuri, hinting at trials ahead. Under the cloak of night, the riverbank whispers secrets to the solitary figure of Io. The water's gentle caress against the shore amplifies the silence, broken only by the echoes of Ao's thoughts. Lost in contemplation, her face remains an enigma, shadowed by the dim light and veiled intentions. The river mirrors her stillness, each ripple a reflection of the turmoil within. In the quiet solitude, Ao confronts the depths of her own soul, as profound and unknowable as the river itself. The night holds its breath, awaiting the unspoken decision that will soon break the silence. At the riverbank, he stands at the water's edge, gazing into the dark depths. A reflection shimmers back, but it's not his own. Beneath the surface, a ghostly figure flickers, beckoning him closer. The ghostly figure shimmers, an eerie invitation in the darkness. He leans further, drawn by an unseen force to the water's edge. The ghostly figure awaits, its silent beckoning intensifying the night's mystery. Ao stands silhouetted against the riverbank, the faint moonlight casting long shadows around him. The dark water mirrors the night sky, its depths reflecting Ao's growing sense of dread. He gazes into the abyss, his face etched with a somber realization, as the night sounds intensify the quiet dread. The stillness of the riverbank amplifies the growing unease, the night sounds becoming a symphony of dread. Amidst the smoke and dust of their ravaged village, Io and Zuri stand defiant, their eyes reflecting unwavering resolve. Io's voice rings out, filled with conviction. "We will rebuild this village, brick by brick." Zuri's gaze hardens, her voice resolute. "And we will protect our people, no matter the cost." Together, Io and Zuri stand as beacons of hope, their commitment echoing through the ruins. In the dusty square, the villagers assemble, their expressions a tense blend of resolve and apprehension. Under the scorching sun, they begin their training, clumsily learning to wield makeshift weapons. Sweat glistens as they drill defensive formations, moving as one to shield their vulnerable homes. The village prepares, each member moving with newfound purpose, ready to meet the impending threat. Under the dense jungle canopy, Ao ventures deeper. Her senses heightened. Sunlight filters through the leaves, illuminating Io's focused expression. She moves with purpose, her eyes constantly searching for signs of life or resources. Ao remains alert, ready to face whatever the jungle might reveal. The jungle sprawls in a tapestry of green, sunlight filtering down in gentle streams. He continues his journey, each step deliberate through the lush wilderness. He approaches the tribes, offering help with a courteous nod and a smile. Bonds of trust are slowly woven, connecting him with the heart of the jungle. Alliances solidify, turning strangers into allies beneath the watchful canopy. Ao strides confidently towards the riverbank, his demeanor now marked by respect rather than trepidation. He approaches the water's edge, his steps measured and deliberate. The river surges powerfully, yet Io remains steadfast, acknowledging its untamed might. He stands firm, a newfound appreciation for the river's force evident in his gaze. At the riverbank, a lone figure kneels in solemn reverence. His hands dance in graceful movements, offering thanks to the river spirits. He acknowledges the spirit's mercy, grateful for his spared life and his sister's rescue. Sunlight bathes the scene as it reflects off the water, blessing his heartfelt gratitude. Under the cloak of night, Ao and Zuri take their places beside the crackling fire, ready to spin tales that will light up the children's imaginations. The fire dances, its light mirroring the excitement that sparks in the eyes of the children as they gather closer. Their faces glow with a mixture of warmth and anticipation, each child lost in the unfolding narrative. Io's voice rises and falls, painting vivid pictures with words as the flames leap higher. Zuri adds depth to the story, her gestures enhancing the magic of the moment. The village night is filled with wonder, as the storytellers and their audience create a shared world of imagination and delight. Beneath a vast, starlit sky, the village prepares to pass on its sacred traditions. The children gather, their eyes wide with anticipation under the watchful eyes of their elders. The firelight dances, painting vivid stories of courage and loyalty on their eager faces. Voices rise and fall, weaving tales of respect for the natural world, a legacy passed down through generations. The wind whispers secrets through the trees, carrying the weight of their words into the silent night. The village stands united, their bond strengthened by the timeless ritual of storytelling and shared wisdom. Ao moves with fluid grace through the jungle's embrace, each step deliberate and attuned to the ancient rhythm of the forest. Sunlight weaves through the canopy, casting an ethereal glow upon the forest floor. Ao pauses, her senses heightened as she seeks to unravel the jungle's deepest secrets. Her every action is driven by a fierce determination to protect the jungle's precious inhabitants. The jungle watches, ancient and knowing, as Ao pledges herself to its defense. Sunlight streams through the jungle canopy as he battles his way through the dense foliage. Ancient ruins emerge from the jungle, their crumbling facades hinting at forgotten stories. He pauses before a weathered stone carving, his hand tracing its ancient lines. He is overcome by the untold stories hidden within these walls. Sunlight barely touches the jungle floor as dappled shadows dance among ancient trees. I listen intently, the weight of the story settling upon me. The river whispers tales of its origins, its waters carrying a dark curse. Ancient trees stand guard, their roots intertwined, bearing witness to the unfolding saga. The jungle holds its breath as the curse of the river is revealed. In the heart of the jungle, Ao's resolve hardens. He understands the only way to break the curse is to confront its source. Ao decides to seek out the power's origin, venturing deeper into the unknown. He will find the source of the curse. Ao is resolved to destroy the power. Ao strides forward, ready to face whatever lies ahead. Ao stands at the riverbank, ready to confront the unwritten chapters of his life. He pushes off from the shore, the vessel carrying him toward the heart of the river's mysteries. Ao navigates the flowing waters, the river's currents pulling him deeper into the unknown. The river stretches out before him, its winding path a metaphor for the uncertainties that lie ahead. Ao continues onward, his resolve growing with each stroke, ready to face whatever awaits him in the river's depths. Under the scorching sun, he stands at the riverbank, the wild symphony of nature surrounding him. He surveys the scene, a dense wall of green in the distance, determination flickering in his eyes. He pauses, the scent of damp earth filling his lungs. He steels himself, knowing this journey will test him. Beneath the sun-dappled canopy, he embarks on a riverbank journey, a path winding through nature's embrace. Friendly creatures emerge, their intentions pure, offering aid along the winding path. The atmosphere shifts as menacing spirits appear, their presence casting shadows of hostility. He pauses, assessing the shifting landscape, the balance between aid and menace defining his journey. The river flows on, indifferent to the drama, as he steels himself to continue, knowing not what lies ahead. Sunlight illuminates the river, each ripple telling a story. He gazes at the currents, lost in thought. He contemplates the unseen forces that shape the river's journey. The river flows, its story deepening with each passing moment. He absorbs the river's stories, feeling the weight of its endless journey. Ao battles through the dense jungle, sweat soaking his shirt as he pushes forward. He emerges onto the bank of a wide, snaking river, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Following the river upstream, he discovers a hidden alcove, its secrets veiled by shadows. In the alcove, an ancient artifact pulses with dark energy, the ominous source of the curse. Io approaches the entrance, unaware of the lurking danger. Ao steps into the temple, the air immediately thick with foreboding. Shadowy figures lurk, their presence a silent threat. The ancient temple is filled with dangerous traps and guardians. Before the ancient temple, he prepares for battle, his breath deep, his focus absolute. He analyzes his foes, his mind a whirlwind of ancient texts and forgotten fighting lore. His movements become fluid, a dance of defense and calculated aggression. Knowledge becomes his weapon, targeting pressure points with practiced precision. Leverage and skill combine as he overcomes each guardian, one by one. At the ancient temple, Ao hesitantly reaches out. Io's hand moves closer to an artifact, its darkness repelling light. The artifact pulses with a malevolent energy, pushing back against Io's touch. Ao's hand trembles as he nears the artifact, feeling its powerful dark energy. At the ancient temple, he raises his hand, a silent promise of change hanging in the air. With a swift, decisive motion, he brings the artifact crashing down onto the stone floor. The ancient artifact shatters, its essence released in a cloud of dust and echoes of forgotten power. The air shimmers with raw energy as the curse breaks, its hold on the land dissolving into nothingness. The distant river flows freely once more, a symbol of renewal and the restored harmony of nature. The river's transformation begins, its murky depths giving way to crystal clarity. Beneath the surface, a vibrant ecosystem awakens, teeming with newfound life. The jungle's embrace tightens, its canopy thickening as colors deepen and intensify. A profound peace descends, blanketing the land in a serene and palpable tranquility. A gentle breeze whispers through the trees, carrying the harmonious sounds of nature's symphony. The river flows peacefully, reflecting the lush jungle, a scene of perfect harmony. Ao steps into the village, the sun casting a radiant glow upon him. The villagers erupt in cheers, their faces beaming with joy and gratitude. Ao's expression is solemn, bearing the weight of his knowledge. With unwavering resolve, Ao declares, "I must remain vigilant to protect my people from future threats."